He opens in Seoul, where we meet our protagonist, In Chang, a member of the military's explosives disposal team. His unit is currently dismantling unexploded ordnance found at a construction site from the Korean War. In Chang is overjoyed because today is his final day of service before he finally retires from the military. I had to say it. After the bomb is discharged, In Chang heads home, and on the way he calls to check on his pregnant wife Choi. She has just returned from a regular checkup at a hospital and assures him that everything went well. In Chang wants to know about the baby's gender, but she refuses to tell him and asks him to come home first. Moments later, a massive earthquake strikes, and news spreads that Mount Baekdu, located near the China-North Korea border, has violently erupted. The tremors reach as far as Seoul, where the ground shakes violently and buildings begin to collapse. Countless people meet a terrible fate in the chaos, but In Chang is determined to reach his wife. He narrowly escapes the falling debris, but crashes at the last moment. He begins running away when a massive structure collapses right above him, but he miraculously manages to avoid it. He needs to know if his baby is a homie. Elsewhere, we meet a woman named Jian, the senior secretary of civil affairs, who visits a man named Professor Kang. It turns out the man is a scientist who had long been predicting such an explosion. Now, after years of being mocked for his theories, he is preparing to leave South Korea and travel to the United States, where he holds citizenship. Jian now asks for his help in dealing with the current disaster, but Kang refuses and tries to walk away. However, when Jian brings up his shady past and threatens to have him arrested, the man has no choice but to comply.
Please, don't tell anyone about the shake weight ads.
Later, Professor Kang meets with high-ranking officials and explains that Mount Baekdu has 4 magma chambers beneath it. The recent eruption was just the first, and 3 more are expected. The final eruption could be so massive that it would devastate roughly half of the Korean peninsula. To stop the 4th explosion, Kang suggests setting off a blast in a nearby mine with the force of 6 nuclear warheads to relieve some of the pressure. He explains that the lava's force could be reduced by drilling a passage into the magma chamber to let it flow safely underground, but creating such a passage would require an enormous amount of energy. Upon hearing this, the high-ranking officials are horrified and refuse to proceed, fearing that if America were to find out, it could spark another war. However, later the South Korean president privately summons Professor Kang to his office and urges him to go ahead with the mission, even if the chances of success are slim. The plan involves ignoring the US denuclearization efforts, entering North Korean territory, and detonating a nuclear device near the Chinese border. After some time, In Chang receives a call from the colonel, who assigns him the task of going to North Korea for bomb disposal. He initially refuses since he's already retired, but the colonel reminds him that the mission concerns the future of their nation and offers to secure his wife a spot on the US military transport plane for evacuation. In Chang reluctantly agrees, on the condition that his baby is a boy, and returns home to tell his wife that he has been called for another mission. He doesn't reveal that it's in North Korea, so she won't get worried